How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Riley here, and today, yet again, yes, we are bringing you guys another brand new video here on my channel. Now, today we are coming at you guys again with an old topic of videos that I do here on my channel. But if you guys are new viewers, since I did this last episode for this video, I will briefly explain the series to you guys. It is called NBA Hot Takes. Basically, what I am doing for this series is I am taking a handful of topics or debates from an Instagram page called NBA Confession, as I do in every single video. I will link it in the description down below. You guys should go check it out. It is a great Instagram page to follow. But after saying that, that's pretty much all I have to explain for the video. It's pretty simple. They just bring up a bunch of NBA questions that are discussed on the daily by a bunch of diehard NBA fans like myself. But as I do before every single video, if you guys are new viewers to the channel or you are previous viewers from another video and have not done so yet, please, I highly encourage you to go down below and subscribe to the channel. I say this every single time, but number one, it's free. Number two, it's easy. Number three, it gets you guys my content that much faster than just having to check my channel every now and then to see my new videos. Trust me, you guys will not regret doing it. I promise you guys that, and it also means the world to me. But that's enough of that, so without further ado, let's get into NBA Hot Takes. All right, the first one of the video here today is going to be: the Pelicans are still in a great position for getting a lot of value in exchange for Anthony Davis. Now, for this one, I kind of want to say yes, and I also kind of want to say no, because ultimately talking about this, the Pelicans turned down one of the biggest trade offers that we would have ever seen in NBA history. It involved 6 or 7 NBA players, 2 first-round picks, and I'm pretty sure 2 second-round picks on top of that were also in that trade for 2 players. One of them being Anthony Davis and the other one being Solomon Hill, who had a bad contract the Pelicans were looking to get rid of. And the New Orleans Pelicans still denied this offer. A lot of people thought that it couldn't have got any better than this, but I really am going to say that they are still in a good position to get a lot of talent for Anthony Davis in a trade, because they have a lot of potential bidders in the NBA offseason coming up after the playoffs. The top one being the Boston Celtics. There has been a lot of rumors going around the NBA, if you guys have not been seeing them, that the Pelicans would deal Jayson Tatum if it meant getting Anthony Davis in return. Now, Jayson Tatum would be a cornerstone part of the trade. Considering the fact that I think Jayson Tatum is going to be a star in the NBA for a very long time, I think he can handle, I don't want to say handle just yet, but I feel like he could be the face of a franchise going forward in the NBA, and that can be put to the test right away as a 21-year-old with the New Orleans Pelicans if he is traded this offseason. All right, the next one for the video here today is: with a healthy Porzingis, the Dallas Mavericks will win a championship in the next 5 years. Now, I really want to say yes to this one, because I am so excited to see how this Dallas Mavericks team does going forward with the duo of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, and honestly, anybody else they could acquire. I'm sure there'd be a ton of people that would want to play with those 2 young stars. But honestly, this all depends on the landscape of the NBA going forward and how it's going to lay out. Like, for example, say Kevin Durant wants to stay with the Golden State Warriors and they continue to be the dynasty that they are for, say, like 2 or 3 more years, or even 4 more years. Like, I personally don't know. Like, if that happens, I would say no. I would say the Mavericks aren't going to win the finals, because the Warriors will just walk to the finals every single year. But I personally feel like there's going to be a lot of shakeup in the NBA this offseason. There's going to be a ton of people going to new places. It's going to be so interesting, and I'm so excited for it. So, going off the top of my head with this question, I would have to say yes. I would have to say that I am confident that this team, this Dallas Mavericks team, if they stay together, that they can win a championship in the next 5 years. Again, it just depends on how the NBA landscape lays out, and it also depends highly on Kristaps Porzingis' return and how good he's doing with his rehab. I forgot to mention that. But the Dallas Mavericks are obviously very confident, and they obviously probably know that Kristaps Porzingis' rehab is going very well, because, I mean, why would you trade for someone where you don't know if they're going to come back the same way that they were before an injury? I mean, it's common sense. But yeah, simple one right there. Yes, I believe the Dallas Mavericks are going to win an NBA championship within the next 5 years. That's my bold statement, I guess. All right, the next one is Derrick Rose is a better player now than he was during his MVP season. Now, I should point out before I get into this topic of discussion that the guy who runs this Instagram page, he is not crazy. He did not come up with this on his own. If you do remember, a couple weeks or maybe a month or so back, Derrick Rose was in a post-game interview, and he did say himself that he believes he's a better player now than he was in his MVP season. This is not coming from the owner of this Instagram page. This is coming from the words of the very own Derrick Rose. And like, I love how Derrick Rose is saying that about himself. It's just showing how far he's came since his handful of injuries that have plagued him as a player in the NBA so far? But I mean, I think we all know the obvious answer to this. At least I know what my answer is going to be to this question. It's a straight up no. Like, just looking back at the highlights from Derrick Rose's MVP season, being the youngest MVP in NBA history, the numbers he put up, the game he played, the drive he had. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I know Derrick Rose has matured a ton in the NBA, and he has turned into an excellent player from what his situation was. It could have been a lot worse than this. We all know that. But I don't even think this one needs that much explaining. Like, yes, I love the player that Derrick Rose has turned into, but it's straight up simple. MVP D Rose was much better than the D Rose we have now. No matter what you say about it, that's just what we have to accept, and I'm sure a lot of you obviously know this. But like I said, I have nothing against D Rose for making that comment. He's just trying to prove himself. He's trying to push himself to be a better player. He's trying to be confident in himself. I mean, what do you want him to say? What do you want him to say, that he sucks now? But yeah, straightforward. My answer is no for that question. All right, the next one for the video here today is LeBron's decision to sign with the Lakers will come back to haunt him. This one also has a straightforward answer. I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be a big fat no. No, LeBron will not regret signing with the Los Angeles Lakers to finish out his career. Maybe he will go somewhere else after this 4-year deal ends up, but I'm pretty sure he's going to end up in LA. And with this, you could think of a decent amount of reasons why it would come back to haunt him, saying he's not going to win another ring. He's going to be stuck with these players for a long time, and he's not going to see success that he was seeing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James' grand plan was to sign in a big city to end off his career like Los Angeles. I mean, where else would you go in the United States? It was either this or New York, probably. And he's probably very glad he didn't choose New York, because the Knicks are a straight up dumpster fire, and that's not an understatement. Sorry, Knicks fans, but everyone knows it. But being in LA, I mean, it's only been half a season. Like, we need to cool it with this. Like, he regrets it already. He has not made the right decision. We just need to cool it with all that. Like, it's been half a season. He didn't get a trade for Anthony Davis. That would have definitely shook things up with the Lakers. But we need to give it some time. Like, he has a ton of free agencies coming up to land another big name player or two other big name players. Like, maybe there's that small chance that, yeah, it would come back to haunt LeBron based on his success as a player. But we really just need to cool it with all these statements like he already regrets it. Like, he's been in LA for half a season. Let's just wait 2 or 3 more years before we can actually say, like, yeah, he regrets doing this. Because, I mean, when you think about it, it's LeBron James, and every time it seems like in the middle of a season that he doesn't have success going for him, and his team is just going to plummet and fall apart, you usually know what happens in the end. He makes it to the finals. I'm not saying he's going to make it to the finals this year. Do not quote me on that. That's not what I'm saying. But it's happened the past 8 years. It looks like LeBron always makes the wrong decisions, but in the end, he usually makes the right one. That's what I'm trying to get at with that statement. Don't quote me on that. All right, it is getting a little long, so I'm going to get to the last one rather quick, but here's the last one for the video here today. As a first option, Jayson Tatum can easily average 25 points per game. Now, this one is an obvious yes for me. I'm fully confident that Jayson Tatum could average 25 points per game if he was on a team like, per se, the New Orleans Pelicans. You know, now that I think about it, 25 points per game is a kind of a high step to achieve, especially as only a 20 or 21-year-old. If he does get thrown in that first option experience with the Pelicans, if he gets traded this offseason. But I'm going to have to go with yes. I'm still going to have to go with yes after slightly thinking about it. I mean, I think that Jayson Tatum could be the star of a franchise right now. He proved himself in the playoffs as a rookie last year without Kyrie, without Gordon Hayward, without a lot of veteran experience that he could have had. He proved himself on the center stage and took his team to a Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. He was 1 game away from the NBA Finals, leading them as a 19-year-old. No matter how you look at it, that says a lot about a player, especially at how young of an age that was. So yeah, I'm actually hoping sooner rather than later, Jayson Tatum can get that experience of being a first option on a team, because I am very excited to see what this kid has in store for the future. I feel like he's going to go down as one of the greater ones of his generation in the NBA, but time will only tell that. So my answer for this is going to be yes, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But all right, guys, I'm thinking that's gonna mark the end of the video here today. Once again, I'm really hoping you all enjoyed the video. I put so much time and effort into these videos, and it just means the world to me when I see your guys' support on them in the end. So if you did enjoy the video in any way, shape, or form, please make sure to go down below and slap a like on it. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you are new, but after saying that, I think that's all I have to say for the end of this video. So once again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. You mean the world to me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!